You're talking.
How much would you rate the economic current condition out of 100?
As a poor person like me, when it come on to food, I would call it like 20 out of 100.
20?
Yes, because guess what? We can't take a look at money where we are work. Figure supermarket. When we take it, it can't buy nothing. You not even come back with a half scandal bag. Serious.
Wow. Alright. How much would you rate the educational system?
Look here, I am not in agreement with the educational system with them arguing. You know why? Because when my daughter get 23 subjects, me could never afford to send her to go college. If you know me, I have to beg and beseech you to go college. And look, not even helping people who don't help me in Jamaica. Everybody me turn to. One of them tell me, say what? Uncle rich people put me alone, go overseas, go study. After she get 23 subjects, and let me tell you, down to the Prime Minister me sending letter to, and he not even look for me. So let me tell you something, when we rate it, when the people get hit and 9 subjects and 10 subjects, you know where them have to go? Call center. Call center, them have to go, them not go. They can't afford to go to college because what? They can't afford it. At 28,000 to send my daughter, when them do send back a response that she get through for you. $28 million.
Wow.
We have to become a doctor out there. So let me ask you a question. Which one of these Jamaican people them who when we don't pressure we kids them and tell them to go, they have to do better, good at school. And when they come out with 10 and like 23 subjects with my daughter. 23 subjects with my daughter because send him to a call center. You know see a pure call center below. Thank you very much.
Oh, hold on. What about employment? Employment. You said there about
employment is pure call center for the people that we have 10 and 11 and 12 and whatever subjects.
How much would you rate it?
That? No. When my people go left high school and got a call center go work for and liquor and nothing. You call that me rate that out of 10, me rate that 2. Thank you.
Yeah, moving. Come on, Tyrone. Yeah, so you said that one person, you were searching for help and only one person helped.
Well, no. The thing about it, I send out 14 letters. 2 response I get back. One from Cable and Wireless, right? And them said to me that anyhow she gonna study computer science. Them 100% them here and sponsor her to go to Howard University. After she don't get in half scholarship. When the next person who responded to me was Mark Golding.
Really? Because
I left a letter there, and the only person who responded to me is Mark Golding through Denny's, and I got 100,000 from him. I'm not joking. That's the only person in Jamaica who helped me to let my child go to Howard University, and now she graduated with honors. And she was on ND's for 3 years. She get back her scholarship for 3 years. She was RA, that she also in charge of all freshmen. For the only person who helped me in Jamaica, Grace Kennedy sent back a response come tell me say it's only rich people picking overseas go study. That is what Grace Kennedy sent back and tell me. And thank be to God to graduate with her honors. My interest right now what we go through. I pity no know me live to go up and see her graduate and her graduation and come back to Jamaica. You hear? So poor people like me, it's not easy for we send the children go to college. It's not good. You hear?
If that man is grew up in struggle and know what his struggle is really like, that man would have make sure all poor people sit comfortable, look comfortable, eat comfortable, look all over the view comfortable. That man is not for poor people. That man was for poor because me come from poor family. Up to now me I struggle right now. I never go back on a PMP and run up and beg nothing. But me always try to have something to do for myself, to make myself better in life. That's what I'm saying?
Okay. He had enough sympathy on the taximans and the busman.
He don't have enough sympathy for the busman and taximan. Because since he says he have taxi on the road that running business, he realized that they're making money. So he come to see what they are making money off. Because he come into the business and he come into the business now. He realized I can pressure these people because if they make so much money, I can pressure them and make them come out of the business as I can put more taxi on the road for himself.
When the cops or that ticketing officer find out that this taxi is the Prime Minister's taxi, you think that kind of let them shove everything under the rug and don't want to take away that vehicle if it's not up to fitness and insurance and papers wise?
Because if he in the business, he gonna put some logo or something in system. That's when the police see that system. Police just cut him eye past that system. Okay? He know what he doing.
Okay. In your opinion, who was the best speeches and sound, real sound, genuine?
Mr. Holness, I read man.
Mr. who?
Mr. Mark Holness.
Okay, so if you were to vote, you see, for another person in the People's National Party, say to take Mr. Golding's space, if he wishes to step down, who would that be for you? No, I'm saying if Mr. Golding, you know, he's the leading member of Parliament for the
At the moment, I know, yeah.
Yeah, so which other candidate in the party, in the People's National Party, if he plans to step down, you would want to hold that space?
Damian Crawford.
Okay. Why do?
Why? But Damian Crawford make sure the youth them get the first education in life. Younger youth them from basic school go right up. You know what I'm saying? He's the first man to pump money in education. When the other people take for the money, they can't afford it.
So Mr. Holness was once the educational minister. You don't think him pump enough money at his time in the educational system?
No. He was a school in minister to school, and he never do what Damian Crawford do first.
Okay, all right. So in the next 20 years from now, just vision it down the line. You think people will be still interested in this political thing, or it will become like Haiti? You know, where people just are not interested in the government.
Well, me see, this thing will come down to a thing where people are start come together in a 10 and 20. And 5, gang up like a come together.
Yeah.
And say we are gonna do this together. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because people realize that people are carry people around the corner, they don't come straight. They don't make people feel good like them feel good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they might come in at 10s and 5s and 20 and 30s. They might also have all them own a bank. Like say you are the boss in the bank. You see what I'm saying? 10 away, 20 away. And you are will keep the money. You know what I'm saying? You are the book holder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Them things will happen after a while.
Alright.
You don't start put them liar trust in other people. See like a jugsman and jugsman put them liar to say him are the boss over this. I see him are the bookkeeper for the all money. Okay. Him are the man call the shots. Him are the man that dish out the money that to go there so, that to go there so, that to go there so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it works.
Alright, thank you for your honest opinion, boss.
No problem.
Yeah man, even my friend, even my G.
Even dog.
Yeah man, so we just have a general question to ask the man. Yeah. So we often hear Mr. Holness speak of his humble beginning, you know, and the hardship he faced growing up with his mom. You know, he emphasizing on that. You think that will make Jamaican people have more sympathy on him and vote for him over Mr. Golding?
Not necessarily.
Why would you say not necessarily? Does he touch your heart when he emphasizes on that?
Not really, because at the end of the day, everybody struggle.
Everybody what?
Everybody struggle. All of us struggle.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Alright, so Mr. Golding said that he first bought 2 taxis, you know, and 2 taxis, and then he started a taxi company. So that means he must be acquainted with the runnings, you know, and the struggles taxi man face. So in last year, you know, there was some problem with the ticketing system and the taxi man. Do you think he and his government dealt with it well? You know, since he was a person who faced the struggles that the taxi man faced, you think he had much sympathy on the taxi man?
Alright, him deal with it well, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like a sympathy to the taxi man. It's more like a thing where they need to do.
They need to do?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you have to understand, we as Jamaicans, we don't really like order, you get what I say? And for our country run the right way, we need order.
Okay, we understand that it is law and order, but we just try understand if the public think he dealt with it sympathetically. I know.
No, not sympathetic. Him deal with it good, but him not deal with it sympathetically. If him could ease up more, but we feel like him drop the hammer bit too hard.
As a one-time taxi operator?
Yeah.
Okay. Not operator, but owner. Okay. So in your opinion, who was the best speeches, Mr. Golding or Mr. Holness?
Tell the truth, bro. I don't listen to none of them.
Okay.
as a young man, bro, life busy, you get me? I say, so sometimes we sit down and listen to them on TV and tell us this and that. We already know how it go in. We see, look, in my experience, we see Andrew do something. Me not plan for vote, but I see like improvements in terms of the pay raise and the tax job. You know, I do look at something, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like that's enough. But we as young people, I was still have to struggle to make everything go and make everything at me right way.
Okay, just two more. So, in your opinion, are most young people interested in politics? Are they they are smarter than the elders and see it as a fun?
No, most of our young people, we're not really business with the politics. Because at the end of the day, them not really do nothing for it. What the politicians them supposed to do for the community, them not do it. So most of the young people them nowadays, we are proof to make money. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing we are going to take away out of the situation or day in our present.
Yeah. Alright, so in your opinion, would you say that most people are truly understanding about politics and are making the right decision for a better tomorrow, or are they just naive and only care about picking, side because they grew up, seeing family and relatives supporting a certain party, so they're just saying, hey, they're just going to support the party despite of them not truly understanding certain speeches and when certain words are used. You think them understand enough or they're just biased?
Based on when I grew up compared to now, yeah, most people nowadays understand more, but at the end of the day, only for them still not understand. Only for them still not get it.
So in your opinion, when the officials say something, the crowd just go wild about something they don't even truly overs?
Most people, and the few who understand, sit down and discuss. The people that want to understand just go with it.
Okay, thank you for your opinion.
Yes.
Hot water channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people them. Original generous people. Same way. Man, big up hot water channel, enough ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.